And good evening, everybody. I'm Ann Vandersteel, and welcome to Steel News. You are entering the war zone right now, and that's right. America is going to war with the people that we supposedly elected into office that are supposed to be looking out for our best interests and, of course, executing the duties of that office to which we tell them to do. And apparently that seems to not be happening anywhere across the country right now, as evidenced by what happened in the debate last Thursday. We have a mushroom in the White House. And apparently we have tyranny all the way down into the state and municipal level. Joining me up shortly is Jeff Buongiorno. He is actually running for the candidate. He's the candidate right now for the Supervisor of Elections here in Palm Beach County, Florida. He's a formidable challenger to the corrupt Wendy Sartori, who, amongst others, have been petitioned and Freedom of Information Act requests made. We should say public records requests have been made. And the data that was received was doctored. Yes, when you do a Freedom of Information Act request, what you expect to get are the original documents for which you are requesting. Sometimes they may be redacted, could be for interests of national security or whatever they seem fit, it seems. But instead of them being redacted, we're talking about doctored documents returned based on official public records requests. Joining me now down at the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections office, where he just got out of a meeting addressing this, is the candidate for Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections, Jeff Buongiorno. Jeff, great to see you. Thanks for stopping in.
Good afternoon, Ann. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm back at the county commissioners meeting. It was a month ago today where we were shut down. Our voices were stifled. Today was a much different sentiment. We were allowed to speak. There were fewer people. There were no threats of arrest. And I happened to be the first person to take the podium. And what I brought to their attention is exactly what you mentioned. And we used the term doctored, but doctored how, doctored why, and doctored by whom. Now, I've recently completed forensics analysis on production servers used in the 2020 server with a team of IT experts. I happen to be a technologist myself, and we found that on the Mesa County, Colorado general election server that was in service for 2020, we found a lot, but the two things that are relevant to the public records requests that we made for Palm Beach County are called time stomping, and the second is called anti-forensics enablement. Now, this is something that's done in the operating system that we found. Now, we tied the knots, connected the dots, thanks to Chris Gleason, who had requested public records for, it's called the DSDE 40 report. And the date of the report that was authenticated by what's called a hash. A hash is kind of like a serial number or a unique identifier. Now, this report was authentic, so I'm not saying the first report was doctored, but the time stomping element showed that there's a corrupt system. And I'm talking about at the server level, because that's the only way you'll get a date of 1984, September 13th, 1984 at 4:23 a.m. That's not possible for a report for activity that transacted in 2020 or 22. Obviously, you know, this is 1984 catching up to us. Pretty ironic that the year was 1984. So second, we wanted to double check the work. Now, you know, we didn't know for a long time, or Chris's team didn't know until I brought this to his attention. And what further caused alarm was, did I lose you?
Not at all. I'm right here. I'm giving you the stage, and I just pulled up an email from Mr. Gleason to to his connections down at the supervisor's office, trying to get access to this document. So keep going.
Yeah, did I lose the camera?
Well, you seem to be frozen at the moment, but I think you're still on.
Yeah, I have no. So okay, so you have sound. I'll continue.
Yep, keep going.
So what was pretty interesting on the reports that we used to cross-check the public records request, the date was correct, but there was no hash. It was missing that serial number or the GUID or the hash, as we call it, was removed. It wasn't there. It wasn't redacted. So that means that they're playing with the records. Now, we don't know what the motive is. We don't know who did it. We don't know why, but we know that these records are not authentic. Okay, so yeah, that about sums it up. Do you have any questions? It's, these records are not authentic. Either it's done at the server level. I'm not accusing anyone at this point. I don't think the local officials even know what's going on. We have lawyers and bureaucrats running it. There's not many IT people in Palm Beach County who really care about this.
Right.
Working for the county.
Well,
they have limited.
Really, it's quite disconcerting, to put it mildly, that when you as the governing body, we the people, make a demand of our public servant to produce documents that are public record, and they doctor those documents as returned to the requester, that is unacceptable, and that is a crime. And so I think this is criminal activity that's going on in our Supervisor of Elections office, and this is happening. Frankly, Tina Peters uncovered crimes in her office in Mesa County out in Colorado, and they're trying to lock her up for life because she exposed this. So I wonder what they're going to do to you and Mr. Gleason upon the revelation that their records they requested have been doctored.
Yeah, that's just the beginning. There's much more evidence, and the Palm Beach County Commissioners, they've been alerted that there are crimes being committed under their watch. So they have to take action. I asked them if they would endorse a request to the 15th Circuit Judge Glenn Healy, and they all kind of smiled and laughed. And they're not taking this very seriously, but this is irrefutable proof that records have been tampered with, and this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, well, records have been tampered with, and I think the iceberg is coming for the deep state. There's a petition that's going to be circulating here in a jot form very shortly. We broke it on this channel a couple of days ago. We reiterated it on the Patriot Street Fighter radio show, which is monstrously huge. And it's a petition to have our grievances redressed, but also for the removal of a sitting president. And it's quite well done. And I think it's going to garner the support of tens, if not hundreds of millions of Americans around the country, as they recognize we have a mushroom sitting in the White House who's clearly under the control of somebody else based on every executive order he has managed to garner. So again, all things start locally, and local action has a national impact, Jeff. What you're doing is going to have a national impact. And of course, as they say, the tree of liberty is refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots. And it looks like your blood is being assailed right now by the people that are supposed to be serving us. Definitely my sweat out here in the sun. Yeah, I appreciate that. So we'll let you go. Thank you for this very important update. If people want to follow you, they can go to jeffbuongiorno.com. It's streaming on the ticker below. Where else can they find you?
Hey, it's a heck of a lot easier to go to Vote Bongi, Bongi, votebongi.com. Takes you to the same place. I appreciate the work you do, Ann. Thanks for having me on. You're the best.
All right. You have a good one. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Jeff Buongiorno, votebongi.com. Please give him some support down there in Palm Beach County. This man is relentless. I met him personally at a meeting a month ago. Would have been there at today's meeting, but was already booked with a lot of content we're putting out right now, specifically on the removal of Joseph Biden. So I hope you all have a blessed evening, and we'll catch you next time.